Hello everyone and welcome back to another Valorant Genius video. Today I'd like to take a look at the pistol round on map 3 of DRX versus Fnatic in the lower round 2 of VCT Champions in Istanbul. This round is filled with takeaways on utility usage, map positioning, team play, and initial setup for players of any skill and any ranked environment. Now, let's get started. Here we can take a look at DRX's setup on defense, and I love their 4B chamber on A. And their usage of utility is so effective on pistol round. So starting with the Fade Eye, because they're leaving B main unguarded, they're going for 4-man on defense, rush up on Arcade to take a ton of space towards T-spawn. And I like this Fade Eye because, obviously they've got to watch their backs, but it's going to give them immediate feedback on, is there somebody B main? I think a lot of players would see this initially and go, oh, they're doing this to make sure they're not getting shot in the back. It's really just to get that first second piece of information. If it gets shot out, everybody knows the takeaways here. The big one here is that this eye, when she chucks it, doesn't get broken. They now know B main is completely clear and they didn't have to waste a person on it. And that pistol round just gives you such an advantage because you're now able to use numbers in a focused area like they are Arcade. And the usage of regenerative versus kind of permanent util is I'm also a huge fan. So Fade Eye, right? She will get another chance at using this later in the round. And you'll see right when this starts, Breach is going to use his stun right off the bat. Neon is going to waste, and not waste, but more utilize, wall and stun in order to take the space and follow up on Breach's stun. But it's still, they're definitely prioritizing using that regenerative util before they start using and, fairly costly utility on pistol round, which I think everybody can take away into their own games. You should always be chucking it out at the start of the round. Just get initial positioning down because attackers are going to be one of 4 places. Eliminating one of the 4, huge. So impactful for their effort on defense.
Their backs.
Look at him, they're going in aggressive, and there are members on the other side.
One thing I'd like to quickly note here is to, the team play between all 4 players, Arcade, it's extremely good. First off, people don't notice this a lot, especially when you're watching the live stream, but Breach immediately peels back onto site, even though Fade Eye didn't scan anything, just to play site and play it safe. I like that play. It's just, if you send all 4 into spawn, it's just, you're gaining map control in their spawn, but you're losing the entire B site and the entire half of the map until you get to chamber, which I would think is a fairly significant loss. Another thing, they're not shy to use that util. I know I just talked about using regenerative util at the very beginning of the round, but look how quickly and Boaster had no idea that they had 4 about to rush him into Arcade. And first thing, he busts out Molly. And that's a really great time. He gets a ton of chip damage you'll see in the next couple seconds. And it hurts Neon so much in her push and just kind of walls off and separates their team play, right? The best thing you can do when a team is using their utility is cause that separation, right? Now, not to say DRX is losing on this exchange, because look how much info they're getting. Neon Peak saw 3 people in their spawn. That's a huge narrow, because this is the entire half of the map. It's pretty safe to assume that there's nobody on Fnatic that's up and drop while this is happening, right? There's no reason you wouldn't peek back out and help your team fight this. So they now know 3 here, 2 on the other half. That's huge. And another thing, that just tells Chamber a ton. Chamber and Breach now only know there's 2 people, right? If Chamber or Breach sees 2, they now know the entire attacking team position in the first 10 seconds of the game. That is so impactful to just that much information, especially on a map like Fracture. You just see how DRX has leveraged these pushes in order to building a round-long piece of information for the entire team. So let's keep watching.
Taking a good bit of damage, and it's Alfear who opens up the series, the map. Kills going back and forth, but Buzz has already gotten 2.
He just got 2 in hulls.
Now, just to reiterate that importance of utility, Chamber, Buzz is ridiculous in picking off both guys A, and it's not highlighted on the stream. But now they know 3 people. They already killed 1 on the other half. There were 2 on the other half. Chamber's got both. They now know exactly where the entire team is. Or they could station 1 person on B, send Chamber Breach over. And narrowing Fracture down to 1 half or the other makes it so that you can just hold 2 choke points for the entire team, and they're unable to do anything. There's no evading that unless you're using ropes, but would not come up very often.
By himself, while everything else was happening, Fnatic interested in splitting this A site, but immediately it's been ripped apart. And it's another pistol round potentially looming here for DRX.
Remember how much I struggled in these very moments. but they seem to have found their footing at just the right time. Fast lane goes up, Alfier goes forward, straight into hell, and now pushing his way forward into halls. You've got Enzo toting the spike, explosives in hand.
And Alfier has cleared top side as well, just a little bit of a jump. And he's gotten away into halls. He's very wary of the possibility of the team of DRX reflanking through that space.
And Enzo has pulse plant utility here too.
Just one aftershock. Fault line will come up soon. 13 seconds on that.
Now, before the retake gets too serious, it's important to mention to just look at how Fnatic set up after getting bombed down. It's tough to say what's optimal and not optimal here, especially at the pro level, and just how the other team is going to retake. It's easy retrospectively to be like, this is a bad take, but in fact, they use a ton of util DRX to clear sight, so it may have been best option for Breach and Neon to go main. But you'll see here how important saving that utility for now is. Enzo and Stax both have a flash, and Stax, you'll see his flash is so vital to getting them across this choke point, which is really what Breach and Neon have been playing for this whole time, is to hold that cross, because Spike is not planted for main. So that getting that flash out, it just makes it, you have to look away, and they will be able to take that space over.
I feel like DRX, they have to fight halls here, right? Yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. The flash is
It's not planted for them.
Oh, Buzz. Oh no.
That's hitting. That's hitting.
He's gotten it to half.
Oh my goodness.
What a shot out from Buzz. Alfier.
You could just stick here.
Yeah, trying to keep it back himself. The spam is so close. Oh my gosh. Mere moments.
And yeah, I think Alfier plays that, as good as you can play that 1v3 with that bomb plant, but it just goes to show how important DRX's utility conservation was that round, right? They saved a lot for that end. Chambers still had bullets in his mag, still flashes out from Breach, right? And if Fade even had a Prowler that helped her clear out Sands, really goes to show that A, you need to use that regenerative util quick early on in those pistol rounds, and then save the high util stuff. All to say that utility usage from DRX and their initial push into arcade and overall map positioning is just so effective here. And I think there's endless takeaways you can take into your ranked games.